What he did best was write bad poetry. He had no other talents. Tilting head back and touching nose while reciting the alphabet backwards didn't count. He did not drink. He didn't even drive. He walked everywhere. The world was his Walmart, and he explored it aisle by aisle like an old lady with time on her hands. Nothing but time. He once took one of his very worst poems, folded it into a paper airplane, and launched it from the observation deck of the Space Needle. It caught an updraft and vanished into the hazy Seattle skyline. The poem was entitled Rocket Man, a throwaway haiku. I am Rocket Man. Hope I have enough fuel to get my ass home. His only fan was a gothic chick who lived in a studio off Broadway. She absolutely adored everything that he wrote, every single imperfect rhyme and botched meter. This was how he knew he was a terrible poet. Her tastes in music and art were as suspect as Dracula's black, blood-stained wardrobe up for auction on eBay. Black went into her hair, onto her eyes and lips. She was the self-proclaimed Princess of Price, the rosy Bela Lugosi. She was the best-dressed goth this side of Hell's Canyon. He would hang out with her in her studio while she painted. Her palette resembled a mud puddle rainbow. The only bright colors in her life found their way onto her canvas with such urgency. He would slave hours over a hokey sonnet, and she'd be nearly finished with her latest masterpiece. It went on like that, night after night, until her little studio was cluttered with prepubescent art, unicorns in fairyland, skittled, speckled galaxies, and so forth. He amassed a collection of poetry as well. He read his poems to her as she laid on her bed, paint all over her hands and face. She was accustomed to dabbing her brush on her tongue before applying new color. She told him all the famous dead painters did this. Her favorite poem of his was his shortest. A poet and a painter, a perfect pair. Fondness for each other, always hidden in broken prisms. Their friends began to suspect an affair between artists, but nothing came of it. The bond was of art extreme. Creation in motion, existing in time and space, was coincidental and paradox. They fed each other words and hues. There wasn't a moment to waste, burrowing beneath skin and tunneling into heart bunkers. When she disappeared suddenly, off to New York City to exhibit her work, he returned to his solitude. That was when he noticed something. What he did best was write bad love poetry. He went down to the thrift store and traded in his coats of many colors for a wardrobe of black. Grief and shadows overwhelmed him. The only color in his life made it into his poetry with such urgency. A new haiku, his legacy. Ghost of Rocket Man, never to return again to love's lost launchpad.